Hi everybody, it's Claire back with another project for the Scrap FX design team. So I'm going to be working on 2 lace tags, and I'm also using Michelle Logan's Mariposa girls. I'm just going to be using one of them, and I'm going to be cutting her in half, but don't freak out, it works. So I'm just carefully cutting her out here, fussy cutting her out. And then once I've done that, I'm going to start working on the backgrounds of my tags. So I'm going to be using 2 lots of collage paper on these tags just to get the background going. This one is script collage paper, and I'm just sticking it on using some matte medium. So I'm trimming off the excess white at the side because I want the text to go all the way to the edges. And then I'm just tearing off some pieces that I'm then going to stick down. So these 2 tags are going to work together as a little set. Okay, so there's the matte medium that I'm using to stick them down. I have a special brush that I only use for matte medium. It kind of stops other brushes getting all snarled up with matte medium, although you can bring them back to life with Murphy's oil soap, which does work quite well, although it does smell a bit disgusting, got to be honest. So here I'm using a dry brush and some white gesso, and I'm just dry brushing some of the gesso over the collage paper. It just pushes it into the background a little bit. I didn't want it to be too prominent on the tag. I definitely wanted it to be in the background, and this is a great way to achieve that effect. So then I'm using permanent red violet light, and this is like it's a sponge on a stick. It's from a little pack of children's art tools. I just wanted to have a go with it and see what the kind of paint, how it would transfer onto the tags, and I quite like the effect that it's given. It's quite a sort of smudgy look. So this is Azo Yellow, also from Amsterdam Acrylic, and I'm going to use the same tool for this as well. So then I'm using a double-sided tape gun, and I'm going to stick these 2 girls onto my tags in such a way that if you put the tags side by side, you can see the whole complete girl rather than just half of one. I'm also using a glue stick as well as the double-sided tape. Then I'm using the Stabilo All pencil. I'm just drawing around the outline of the girl, and I'm going to water activate it. And I think this just has the effect of pulling the image out of the background a little bit. Kind of gives it a nice soft outline. And then I'm adding some white dots using a Posca pen. I'm trying to break up some of those edges where the paint meets the edge of the tags. And then here I'm just using a Posca pen and I'm just doodling on some botanical stems. Just kind of felt they worked quite well with the girl, and it added another point of interest on the tags too. So Scrap Effects have got loads of fantastic transparencies. This one is called Fancy Borders, so I'm just cutting one of the borders off and I am going to add it onto my tags as a little bit of extra pattern and texture, and just staple that in place. It seemed to be the easiest way to get that onto my tag. So then these are some chipboard shapes. They come in a little pack of 3, and I'm just colouring them in black using Posca pen. It might have been easier to have used a blending tool with some paint. There are some quite fragile bits in the centre of the words, so I would probably advise using a blending tool with a bit of paint on to get the colour onto them if you don't want to use them in the chipboard state. You can see here I'm just having to move a couple of the little bits of the letters back where they're supposed to be, and then I also staple those in place too. And then I'm just adding some splatters onto the tags as well, using some black acrylic paint. And some bits of pretty ribbon on there too. And then these are going to be positioned in my journal in the envelope, one of the envelope pages. I'm just going to chop the top off and they're just going to sit poking out the top of there. So this Scrap Effects Craft Junk journal is such a versatile journal. You can do so much with it. So it's a really good one to try and get your hands on if you can. And there we go, those are the finished tags. When they are positioned together you can see the whole girl. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed watching me play with these Mariposa girls, and I hope to see you again soon.